We have all been told to hold our temper when we get angry. Don't blow a fuse. Of course, we're also told we shouldn't keep our anger bottled up inside. So which is it? John Stossel found some people actually taking lessons on how to lose their temper. Or not. We'll let him explain.
Many people believe humans are a lot like pressure cookers, that we need to let off steam sometimes.
You didn't even say one nice word to them!
Jim Gigenti believes that.
Make believe you have someplace to go. Come on!
Jim and his family live in Philadelphia, where Jim works for an internet company. A lot of the time, Jim's a good husband and father.
Get up, White Sky.
But he also spends a lot of time snapping at his wife, Jan, and their 2 kids.
Whatever possessed you to do that? See, and I think you need to spend some time in your room.
Jim doesn't think there's anything wrong with his anger. He feels it works for him.
And how come you're not out of your uniform yet?
And many people believe that this
You want to stay in your lane?
is healthy. Ex-Marine David Morgan recently opened a new business in Los Angeles dedicated to helping people vent. Though not at people. For just $8, customers get to spend a few minutes beating on this dummy.
This is what this is for, the Bataka. This can be a situation, an incident, a person.
I gave it a try. I thought about my boss and my older brother.
I like this.
It was a good workout, but would this reduce anger? Carolyn Amos says it does. She's tried all kinds of other techniques.
I walk and I meditate, and they help. They help get the stress out, but it's nothing like hitting the dummy. I mean, you just really have to whack something.
She says she's always gotten angry in traffic, fuming at the delays, screaming at people who cut her off, until she did this.
The anger just wasn't there.
It's a seductive theory. It does make sense, but it's a myth. There's virtually no scientific evidence to support it.
Brad Bushman's a professor of psychology at Iowa State. He's among a number of social scientists who now believe venting's a bad idea.
Any kind of venting is bad, they say. Venting at people or even inanimate objects. Sure, they say it'll make you feel better, but the feeling won't last, and it'll just make you more angry the next time.
All the advice I hear is that if you're angry, you gotta vent it, or it eats you up.
It's bad advice. It produces harmful effects. It's bad for society.
Most researchers we talked to agreed with Bushman, and other studies have gotten similar results. But how does that explain the benefits people say they get from venting? I showed our tapes to Dr. Bushman.
How's that feel now?
A lot better.
She feels a lot better.
She might feel a lot better, but what's happening here is she's learning how to behave aggressively.
Well, now some experts on anger say there are different kinds of anger disorders, that there are people who overvent and others who undervent, that these are different problems and therefore they should be treated differently.
An underventer like Florence, who's mostly repressed her anger, may benefit from being encouraged to get it out in a safe way. On the other hand, an overventer like Jim, who already vents at the slightest annoyance,
It's green.
needs to learn techniques to control his anger. All the experts say venting at people, especially your family, is a bad idea.
Then I think you need to spend...
After a while, as Jim watched himself on our tapes, he started to think that maybe he did have a problem.
And how come you're not out of your uniform yet? I wouldn't want somebody talking to me that way. I've got to learn to back off.
Jim agreed to attend this anger management workshop at the Albert Ellis Institute in New York City. It's run by Ray DiGiuseppe, who tries to get people to exchange their angry reactions for something more useful.
So have you done much problem solving?
Not to this point.
Comparative studies have shown that this kind of anger treatment clearly does work for overventers. First, Ray tries to show them how their anger affects their relationships.
The most negative consequence of anger is that it impairs interpersonal relationships in the long run. In the short run, you get people to do what you want.
Jim, for example, uses his anger to keep his kids under control.
Yelling and screaming at them and embarrassing them isn't really going to solidify the relationship or get them to behave better.
In fact, Ray tells Jim, your anger actually keeps you from solving your problems. He asks Jim to try a different approach. Next time, says Ray, when driving home, change the way you think about things.
Let me expect that they're not going to do what I want, and let me figure out how I'm going to handle the situation.
In the next session, he tells Jim, give your daughter a choice.
Either clean it up or you don't watch TV for a night, 2 nights. No computer or
So
something
give a real
more.
consequence.
Right.
Okay, now is there any way that she talks that I could do to be more like her? Does she?
You can call me an idiot a couple of times
Does
as
she
you're
do
going
that?
up the stairs.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dad, you're such an idiot. Why don't you just let me watch the TV? I'll do it when I'm done. I'll do it later. You know, don't bother me with that, Dad. I'll do it later.
All right, that's it. No TV. Go to your room.
Oh, Dad, you're such an idiot.
That's okay. You still have no TV.
How angry did you feel then?
I felt no anger.
Why?
Because I came to the realization that I was not going to accomplish anything by having a verbal battle. I know how to handle the situation.
Jim attended 4 of these sessions in 4 weeks.
Have they helped?
Absolutely.
What have you learned?
That I should stop and think prior to acting.
You had to go to a workshop to tell you to stop and think?
Well, sometimes you need the outside influence to make you see the light, as it were.
John Stossel is with us now. Now, if you don't have a dummy to bash, and I mean, I could bash Charlie, but he's no dummy. What do? How do you vent your anger?
Me?
Yeah.
Like when you called me a stiff this morning on live TV?
I was teasing. I didn't mean it.
I hold it in. I
do?
give myself back pain, I think.
I hold it in.
As do I. We're 3 for 3 on that score.